Hi, we're The Feeling, and you're listening to 6TR.
Welcome back. I'm joined now by the lads from The Feeling, Dan, Rich and Paul. How's it going, guys? You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Thank you.
So you lads are joining me now at the start of a very exciting week with the release of your new material. You've got a new album out, new single. How excited are you all for the release of it?
Oh, very excited, yeah.
It's going to be mega.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the album first. You decided to self-title it as The Feeling. What made you go down this path?
Well, we decided that this was probably the album that really represents us best, because it was recorded live. It was recorded just in live takes in our pub, and it just gave a really honest kind of picture of who we are as a band. So we thought, why not just make this one the self-titled one?
Mm-hmm. You just mentioned it then, that you recorded this in a few days as a totally live band. What made you do that as a different way to the traditional route of recording?
We've just never done it before. And a lot of our favourite bands, all the bands in the 60s and 70s have recorded that way. That was what we thought made great bands and great records. And we were like, what is it about those old records that makes them so kind of full of life? And it's actually a little bit, it's the little mistakes and the little things that you get on those old records that make them feel like they're really human. And we thought, well, we could do that. We've been playing long enough together, we can get away with that. So we did it.
That's brilliant. Was it a tougher process then compared to previous recordings, or did you find it actually a lot easier?
It certainly took a lot more preparation to make sure that all the songs are really spot on before you record. Because if you don't get it right, then you've left it's too late. So, a lot more preparation, making sure that we rehearsed everything and make sure we were really happy with the way that everything was arranged and the way that it sounded. And then when we got in there and pressed record, it was just a matter of doing it and picking the right take and kind of committing to it, So, different whole experience.
That sounds amazing. As well as releasing the new album, of course, you've got your new single, Spiralling. I really love it, guys. I think it's a great track. But what made you choose this as the first single from the album?
It felt obvious.
Yeah, it felt obvious.
In a weird way, because I don't know, because of the nature of the fact that we recorded everything together live as a band, and we actually wrote a lot of the music, the songs that Dan had written live. A lot of the stuff goes off on some quite epic prog moments, which we all love.
It's true.
But Spiralling doesn't. It's only 3 minutes long.
3 minutes long. It's a very concise song. Some songs just feel like they might sound good on the radio, and that's kind of doesn't mean that other songs aren't as good. It doesn't mean that some of them are a bit more challenging, and some of them are a little bit more like just longer or slower and stuff. And you think, well, no, this is the one that will sound great on the radio.
So I suppose that first single from an album is always really important. I suppose that was another reason for choosing it.
It's the calling card, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Have you guys got a favourite track from the new album, each?
My favourite one is Feel Something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to say Sleep Tight, which is the last song on the album, and a perfect album closer. And it's got some lovely horns on it, which we haven't sort of used brass too much on our records before, and that's really nice. And yeah, my favourite.
Sounds fantastic.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Right now. So I'll say Real Deal, which by Mojo magazine, which gave us a 4-star review, just saying.
Just drop
that in there. It's not name dropping, it's review dropping.
Yeah.
They describe Real Deal as a cross between Vampire Weekend, Duran Duran, and what was the other thing? Radiohead.
That's the weirdest
Which
thing.
is such... Doesn't that sound interesting? God knows.
That'll make you want to buy the album.
That alone sells the album, I think, for anyone else. That's a deal maker, definitely. What an unusual combination, though. I like that. To coincide with the album, though, you guys have decided to go on tour, but you're only playing 6 intimate shows. Now, what made you go down this path compared to the normal, fully blown, nationwide, 3-month kind of tour?
Well, because we wanted to start off with playing just the new album all the way from the top to the finish, and obviously we'll play our hits as well.
Yeah.
But to be able to do that, we wanted to give that kind of intimate experience of what it's like to be almost like to be in the studio with us. We'll play the whole album, and it'll just be like a live version of the album. And to do that without the pressure of a full production show, we thought we'd just play these small gigs and give people that really live, intimate feel. And we did actually do this before.
Yeah.
The album came out. We did a little road testing gig, which we often do in a tiny little venue, and we just enjoyed it so much. We thought, why don't we just do this, as part of the tour? We'll just go off around the country and let people into the process almost, just let them see what it's like to see us in a tiny little venue with that energy, that live energy. That's the kind of the main reason for it. And obviously, later in the year we'll be doing festivals and a bigger tour. So, you know, we're excited by that. But just to start it off this way, we thought it was going to be really nice.
Yeah, have you got any festivals that have been announced at the moment that you go into?
We have, but I don't know if we're allowed to.
We're doing some big ones.
Some of the big ones.
Some of the most obvious big
The
ones.
really famous one.
Right, okay.
We're not sure whether you're allowed to announce it. Are we
Yeah.
allowed to? I think I did announce it already in something. Really? I'll probably be in trouble now.
Well, anyone that's listening, make of that what you will.
If you keep an eye on the website and all that stuff, everything we're allowed, it's either on there or will be on there shortly when we know we're allowed to announce it. It's not. We sound like we're making a Hollywood movie, like Star Wars or something. Not allowed to reveal the plot. Not really that exciting.
Not that exciting, but
Yeah.
What you mean is you guys are actually recording the new soundtrack to Star Wars, aren't you? They've completely gone for a new one, and they're feeling going to write the soundtrack to Star Wars.
That's it.
They God, I would love that.
Everyone else
great.
was unavailable, so they asked us.
Yeah, they thought John Williams. Born to him.
Let's go for something different. Let's go for a Radiohead Vampire Weekend kind of sound for our new soundtrack. That sounds good. Have you seen the new Star Wars, guys?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Thoughts on it, yeah?
Yeah,
I felt like a kid again. It sort of recaptured the feel of those original movies.
We're digressing. Let's go back to the tour for a second. Now, one thing we want to ask people that don't announce the Sugar Mill on their tour. The Sugar Mill is a venue in Stoke. Have you ever played there before?
I'm sure we have, yeah.
Yeah, we must have played everywhere.
Come back. Come to the Sugar Mill again. Do a one-off gig.
Okay, we'll try and do that. We'll try and squeeze it in. That'd be good.
Do you promise me?
Yeah, I promise.
Okay, thank you. So you said you're playing a mix of old and new songs. We've had a listener question, actually, from a good friend, Barnsey, who said he's seen you 5 times. He asks, what is the song that gets the crowd most pumped? You know, they love to sing along to, just gives the best atmosphere.
Probably Phone, or maybe Film a Little World, or I Love It When You Call. Probably.
Never Be Lonely has a big sing-along thing, which we have actually stopped. We've stopped playing as like the band has stopped playing and just let the crowd carry on, and that's happened before.
That's true. They just carry on singing when we've stopped.
Yeah, that can be one.
But that's a great feeling to hear him singing back to you.
Yeah, it's great.
Before we go, guys, can people still purchase tickets for these tours? Is it a sold-out thing?
I think there's a
Definitely
Bristol
have a look,
Yeah.
because I'm not sure which ones have sold out and which ones haven't. But have a look, you might be able to get them.
All it's left to say then is, can you just give us your social media details?
All right, yeah, sure. It's thefeeling.com, and Twitter is
The Feeling.
The Feeling on Twitter, and then Instagram is
Feeling Insta.
There you go. See, we're well up with the kids. We know what's going on.
We
Fantastic.
don't have a Snapchat.
That's the next on the list, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Good luck with the album stuff as well.
Cheers.